What is going on with y'all today, man? I am Lee. Hopefully, y'all are having a great day today. And we have another situation off of Instagram which reads, so this is actually a situation one of my peoples is in, and she's a woman. So she was briefly talking to this guy who deeply expressed being physically attracted to her, only for him to come back around and put her in the friend zone. So my question is, why do men friend zone women they find sexually attractive? Oh boy, it is actually really sad how fast the reasons popped up in my head. Like literally as this question was asked to me, as this situation popped up in my DMs on Instagram, it's sad. It's so sad. As soon as I finished reading this, I was like, oh yeah, there's like 5 I can think off the top of my head. I'll give you 15 if I can sit there and think about it. But it's also impressive that I know these things because, as y'all know, I am the guru of greatness, the Hokage of happiness, the king of courtship and kindness. So, with that being said, man, let's go on ahead and talk about it. Now, first things first, before we even talk about anything, if you haven't seen this shirt, before y'all even try to investigate what it says, I'm just gonna move this out the way. Yes, it says legalize eating ass. Do I eat ass? I do not eat ass. Do not ask me. I just thought it was a funny ass shirt. And let me tell you something. When you wear this shirt at work, you get a lot of people looking at you crazy. I will tell you that for a fact. I had to say no a lot today. A lot. I felt like a celebrity. So, if you don't eat ass, do not purchase this shirt. First and foremost. Now, to be serious now, the question read, or actually the situation before the actual question was asked was, this guy found this woman physically attractive. They were briefly talking, came back, and, physically attractive. He found her physically attractive. I'm going to take from this the main reason why he even talked to her in the first place is because, he thought your friend looked really nice. He thought your friend looked good. I'm going to assume, because the woman that asked this looks really good herself, so I'm going to assume the women around her look equally as good as she does. And if that is true, then I would imagine that this guy was all over your friend. So, with that being said, I'm going to educate you on a little something called fuck boys. See, fuck boys, they're hard to find. They're hard to spot. See, it's very easy to think you're talking to a fuck boy, but in reality, you're just talking to someone that has a lot of charm, a lot of charisma, and somebody who can easily put up a front. Now, this girl, your friend, maybe have been talking to a fuck boy. Fuck boys basically only want to mess around with girls they deem attractive. Nothing else. They don't give a damn if you have a nice personality. They don't care if you having money might be a plus. But if your body looks great, you attract a fuck boy. Now, you said specifically they were briefly talking because he found her physically attractive. Reason 1, this guy disappeared because, 1, if they were talking and she says somewhere along the lines, oh, I don't want to have sex with you, any of this, basically cutting off any physical interaction or anything like that. Basically, if he found out that she may have been a prude or something like that, he's gone. Fuck boys hate being told no to physical access. Fuck boys love the earliest physical access they can possibly get without really having to do much. A fuck boy will take you to the cheapest movie theater they could possibly take you to. They ain't gotta get you no food or nothing. They'll just take you to somewhere, watch a movie that you like, spend as little on the ticket as possible, take you back to their house and make up some shit to relate to you on. Ask you about something about your day or something like that and see if they can dig up some sort of emotional trigger to make you feel vulnerable, to where it's like, oh, I think I could trust him. And then all of a sudden, you know, your physical bonding is about as close as it could possibly be. And when I mean as close as it could possibly be, I mean so close you're basically sweating a lot. And all of a sudden you're thirsty and sore. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There's a high chance that your friend may have been talking to a fuckboy because, again, you say he dipped and he found her physically attractive. I am reiterating this a lot because you didn't say emotionally, you know, he liked her vibe or anything like that. You didn't say it. You didn't say that. You said physically attractive. If your friend has a big ass, she didn't even have to have big titties. Fuck boys could take it or leave it. They will fetishize and lick the ground you walk on just to get an opportunity to touch that ass. Look at it extra long. Doesn't matter. A fuckboy is just trying to get their lick and get out of there. Simply put. Now, we go to a positive side of this. This guy may have, you know, realized that, you know, your friend probably, you know, was the type of girl. I'm going to assume that she's the type of girl that probably wanted a meaningful relationship out of talking to this guy. You know, she may have seen him as somebody that she, you know, will want an innocent, you know, type of relationship with. Not no, you know, I'm messing around with you type of thing. And, oh, you know, this is just, you know, for fun and all that stuff. And maybe this guy was looking for a just for fun type of ordeal. And without actually saying it, he just went, you know, some people would just rather just disappear than say anything because it makes them look bad if they're like, oh, you know, all I wanted was this, because they fear judgment. A lot of people fear judgment. They don't like, a lot of people will stop themselves from telling the truth because they fear what you're going to say as a result. People fear talking. They you know, they're scared of feeling like the bad guy. This guy may have just wanted to just get away from commitment, and he may have seen a way out just being not saying anything at all. Now, there's this middle reason, and you know, a lot of people don't truly think about this because accountability in this country is lacking a lot. But maybe your friend messed up. Maybe your friend said something that, you know, maybe this guy actually was a good guy and, you know, doing all the right things, and your friend, you know, set the vibe off or something like that. I don't know how well you may know your friend, but maybe your friend said something that was really, you know, something that he didn't want to hear, because we can't instantly just, you know, go off of, oh, he thought she was sexy and he disappeared because he, you know, he just wasn't allowed to smash. You know, maybe your friend said something that, you know, oh, you know, let's go on a date and or take everything I said about the fuckboy, because there are definitely some super forward women out here. Maybe your friend was being the you know, the thirsty person in this whole situation, and he wasn't going for it. But let's just be honest here. I'm not gonna lie to you. When women want sex, men don't say no. They don't, especially if they look really, really good. Especially if they looking good. A girl got a body like SZA, talking about some, I kind of want to go back to your house and like Netflix and chill. I'm telling you, there is 3% of men is gonna be like, no, I just want to connect and like talk to you and stuff. You know where them guys are? Let me tell you right now. They're either dead, and die along with chivalry, or, you know, they're old school, because really and truthfully, all the chivalry lies in the people, the men that have chivalry still, that still believe in chivalry. Chivalry is the reason why fuckboys exist, is because chivalry died, and they say women killed it. And you know, I'm an equal opportunist, but it's kind of true. Women, I'm not gonna lie to you. Men can't kill chivalry because they're the ones giving it. So I'm just gonna put that out there. But crazy enough, I'm not gonna lie to you. Men, we'll get away from this specific situation. You ask, why do men run away after, basically being, or they're physically attracted and they just disappear? Another reason, he may have just found another girl that was more ready and willing than your friend. He probably was in the talking to everybody phase of his life, in his whole phase, and he found someone that was, ready to do something right then and there. But usually fuck boys, they have a roster. They have a bunch of women they like to talk to at one time, so we can kind of rule that out. I'm just going to assume this guy's a fuck boy, because if he's not a fuck boy, then we can go back to option 2. But there's a deeper meaning to all this than we're not actually talking about right now. Now, one thing that I love in these type of situations is context. It truly does matter, because without context, you look at everything at face value. You say they were talking. Now, did they know each other beforehand and then they started talking, or was this just some, I met you off of an app type of thing? Because these things truly do matter. If they knew each other beforehand, then that friend zoning has an extra meaning to it. If they met off of an app or something like that, I'm not gonna lie to you, when you're online dating, you do not, I forget, is it left swipe for decline and right swipe for accept? You ain't right swiping, people you don't think is attractive. You are, even though there are people that just kind of right swipe until their finger gets tired, but a lot of times when people are real, just methodical with it, they're not right swiping people that they're not attracted to. Just straight up. And even in life, at this point, a lot of people are being really honest about how they feel about attractiveness. Back in the day, people were like, "Oh no, it's not about looks for me." It's like, nah. Right now in life, yeah, if you're not attracted to your person, don't do it. But with men, it's not just the face. I'm not gonna lie to you. It takes a special type of man to ignore you having a flat chest and no booty. That guy's seriously looking for great personality and a best friend in their partner, in their girl. And women, they the women that are looking for abs and the jawline, perfect jawline, beard, and the damn soul patch beard, and clean cut face with the big muscles, and he's got to be 6'5", and he's captain of the basketball and football team and stuff. They're gonna be looking for a long time. I'm not gonna get into the looks thing, but again, when you search, and you go on social, or on the apps, and you search like that, it's easy to have a roster. Now, that is also what matters here. That's why this context matters, because again, she may have been friend zoned because this guy may have a roster. This guy may have a roster of women, and he probably just liked her personality, but again, his access may have been denied, and I didn't get to smash, but she's also a cool person, so I'll just keep her around. Because who knows? Just because she's friend zoned doesn't mean she's gonna stay friend zoned. When I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of times when guys friend zone girls, it's a in the pocket type of thing. Women do this too, but when women do it more so, it's just you ain't got no shot. You're done. Like you are a brother. You're my brother now. When men do it, a lot of times, I would say 70% of the time, it's I'm saving you for later. I'm now the shoulder to cry on. So it could be that. And then of course, like I said before, if they have history and they knew each other beforehand, which I'm not gonna lie to you, when you say they were briefly talking, I'm kind of just getting a hint, a big, it comes off as they met off of a dating app, but I'm just gonna pretend they didn't. And they had history and they were friends or something beforehand, and not even just this situation at the the person that asked this question. if you had history, and then y'all start talking, and then there's a friend zone that comes along with it. Sometimes that could mean they don't want to lose you. They don't want to, that they don't want you out of their life, because relationships, once a relationship is over, the people that want to keep you in their life after a relationship, 9 times out of 10, they can't fathom the fact with you without, out their life. Sometimes it's romantic, sometimes it's very toxic. It's very easy to look at toxic relationships as very romantic situations, like Blueface and Krishan. Like, oh my God, like she just keeps coming back even after he calls her a bitch and beats her ass and does all these things and beats her family members up and disrespects their child, and just that deserves a documentary right there. Oh boy. But the context truly does matter. And I'm gonna assume that they met off of an app and or just met, in a public, location, and swap numbers, and then they decided to, When men do the friend zoning, a lot of times it's because either they're on a good guy scale, either their conscience told them don't use this girl, and on a bad side, it's nah, I got better options than this. I'm not about to waste time. If she told me I can't do it right now, I'm gonna wait till she said I can do it right now. Because a lot of times women don't, a lot of people don't tell everything on their lives. When you go on Instagram, you only know the things about the people that they want you to know. You don't know everything about these people's lives. You don't know everything. You're not gonna know everything. You don't know all the bad parts. Social media, people on social media, you're gonna know the best parts, and you're gonna know some somewhat bad parts. You're never gonna know the worst parts of people's lives until they're ready to confess and they're ready to be, just tell everything. So I may make a separate video as to why, men and women, have their separate reasons for friend zoning, even though I kind of told y'all already. But yeah, it gets deeper than that. I just gave you the very base reasons right there. So talk to your friend. If your friend is, I would think your friend isn't shaken up about this, because again, they were just talking. If your friend really did have feelings for this guy, and tell her there's more worthy people out there. Most definitely more worthy people out there. And this is advice I have for everyone. When you lose somebody, you've not lost the best person in your life. You haven't. I had to learn this the hard way, because once upon a time, I fought for a woman that seen her future without me in it, and even regretted meeting me in the first place. And trust me, when you look back on those situations and you remember the times where there was someone that you fiended for, that could care less if you died or not, you wake up and you realize life goes on. This relationship is over. I can find someone else. And if they don't look, a lot of people are like, oh, they're not gonna look better, or they're not gonna, they're not gonna be in a better situation. They have to treat you with respect. They don't have to treat you with more respect. They have to treat you with any type of respect. Good respect. Look for happiness out of every situation that you're in. Look for happiness out of every relationship that you're in. If they do not help you, if they do not want you to be a better person, if you do not wake up and if they do not care if you wake up, or they don't care to talk to you, or they don't have good intentions for you, they're not meant to be in your life. They don't support your endeavors. They don't deserve to be in your life, and they don't deserve to know about your endeavors. A friend will help you. A friend will support you. A friend is there for you. A friend watches, and they don't have to tell you all the time, but they will tell you some of the time, and that matters. That truly matters. It does. So that's my little tidbit. This video probably ran a little longer than it probably should have, but you know, I love to talk and I talk good. So beyond any case, guys, follow the Instagram if you guys have any situations, concerns, trials and tribulations and all that stuff. And once again, I am the guru of greatness, the Hokage of happiness, and the king of courtship and kindness. And more importantly, I am Lee. Y'all are awesome. I'll see y'all again another day. Peace. Lee, come home.